NAACP and Emmy Award winner. During the late 90s, she blazed a trail with her no-nonsense advice.
When you see crazy coming, cross the street.
She became television's go-to relationship expert, starring on Emmy-winning reality series Starting Over, and even her very own talk show. Iyanla has traveled the globe, sold more than 8 million books, and topped the New York Times bestseller list 5 times. Today, she's the host and executive producer of Iyanla Fix My Life on OWN.
You sit in a hot mess, huh? Think about what you are no longer willing to do.
And you're gonna love this. We're partnering up to launch a 6-week e-course, Iyanla on Forgiveness.
You must be willing to lose it all in order to gain yourself. The truth will set you free, but you have to endure the labor pains of birthing it.
Get ready to do your work.
Okay, so I am here with somebody who I look up to greatly, who I'm really happy to be able to sit and ask a couple questions to. So this is Miss Iyanla Vanzant. And my first question is, it's very important to reverence your womb and to respect yourself and to respect that space and to not let anybody.
Did you say reverence your womb?
Yes.
How old are you?
17.
Do you know you have a womb?
Yes.
How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
Reverence your womb. Wow.
And not let anybody come into that space, because then you become easy and then like it's not valuable. So dealing with that, people can understand that, but they still find it hard to, resist that urge, to deal with their sexual urges and things of that nature. So like what are some tips or some steps we can use to deal with that when that arises?
When you be trying to reverence your womb? Well, I think the first thing is to be very mindful. First of all, to know it's not wrong.
Okay.
To have a natural, organic response to physical encounter, to physical stimulation. To know it's not wrong. That's number one. Then number two, you get to choose. You choose moment by moment. Is this what you're getting ready to engage in, whether it's heavy petting or sex or whatever it is this in alignment with the vision I'm holding for myself?
Yes.
Young girls have to have a vision. Young women have to have a vision. And if they have a vision, you get to choose moment by moment. And it is very tempting. So the third thing I would say is don't put yourself in those situations. I come from a time when courting took place in the living room with everybody present. Mama, daddy, grandma, the dog. So if a young man were courting you, he had to come and he had to be presented to your entire family. I know that we're living in the 21st century and people don't do that anymore, but it's still very helpful.
Yeah.
So in the case that you're courting someone or seeing someone or interested in someone, don't put yourself in a situation where you can't get out easily.
Right. Because then nature takes over.
Yeah, nature takes over, and human bad behavior.
Know what a good guy looks like. What is he going to be doing? Because I feel like a lot of times I talk to girls and they say things like, well, he said I'm gorgeous. He said I see, he knew me. He said it looked like I've been through a lot, or just like, I don't know. I feel like it's always the same thing. And I just want to know, like, do you have any signs or things that you could say that that he is something that could be potentially good? This could be something future-wise, and he's not just playing around and saying the cliches.
First thing about a good guy is he's willing to wait. He's not going to force you or manipulate you or coerce you into doing anything you're not ready to do. A good guy will not do that. The other thing about a good guy is he wants to know what your vision is and what you are heading for and what you are looking forward to, and he wants to support you in doing that. So while he may want you all to sit around and neck in the living room, he will say, have you done your homework?
Yeah.
Have you studied? Don't you have practice today? He'll support you in doing what it is that you want to do. And I think the other way that you can really tell a good guy is to listen very closely to how he talks about his mother and his sisters. If he has respect for his mother and his sisters, if he's protective of his sisters, if he is, looking out for his mom, her feelings and her needs and stuff, chances are he's a good guy.
Thank you. Okay, so the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught that a nation can rise no higher than its woman. Now, when you say that, a lot of times people get upset about that because they view it as, well, it's not all my fault. It's men too. I can't, it's not just me. But, we do have, personal responsibility, and I do have charge over my life. But, what are some ways to explain that, or to better, really express and prove that this is true, that a nation can rise no higher than its woman?
Because the woman is the teacher. The woman becomes the mother, and the mother is the first teacher. Mm-hmm. And so the mother has to be solid and clear within herself. She has to have experience to share. Mm-hmm. She has to have patience to teach. She has to have a vision to grow into. Because men can make a child, but women are the ones that teach that child and guide that child and nourish that child. So the more solid, the clearer, the more grounded, the more spiritually aligned a woman is, the chances are her children will be the same way. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that a nation can rise no higher than its women. And the great writer and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson said, a man is who his mother makes him. Mm-hmm. So in any way you look at it, as the first teacher, the woman has a great responsibility in what happens to her sons who grow into men, and to her daughters who grow into other women who become mothers who teach.
Wow. Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, last question. What advice do you have for girls, women who want to motivate people, who want to inspire people, who want to encourage people to do good, who just want to change the world? What advice would you have to be successful in doing that?
I never give advice.
Okay.
What I can do is share what I've learned.
Okay.
And the greatest motivation I have been able to give people is the demonstration of how I live my life. Mm-hmm. People see how I live my life, how I show up in the room, how I stand within myself, how I teach, everything. I'm a demonstration of what I believe. And it is consistent. Mm-hmm. It's consistent across the board. So I think that for young women who want to inspire other young women and inspire young men, is to be a demonstration of the things you want to teach, the things you believe in, the things that you've learned. Just demonstrate it in your kindness, in your gentleness, in your wisdom, in your presence in the world. Mm-hmm. And I think that people will just want some of what you have.
Be the change you want to see.
That's right.
Wow. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
I really appreciate it.